about what you give a fuck about. What you give a fuck about, I don't give a fuck about. Shut your mouth, cut your spouse, special victim unit. Drive by, fly guy, to scared to hit your Buick. I don't give a shit about what you give a shit about. Cause what you give a shit about, I don't give a shit about. Kick him out, dick him out, chicken bitch, spit it out. Now my dick's off and what she spitting ain't chicken raw.
Welcome ladies and gents, this is another troll build for PvP, PvE, dual build. Wherever you are, you survive and you kill him with the time. We are Imperial Nightblade with 600 champion points, and I'm a vampire at stage 4, and I use the Lord Mundo Stone, which increases your health by 1878, and I use max health and max stamina recovery. That are the stats unbuffed without my fraction. My fraction don't have this 35 of health for every champion point. If not, I reach 100k. And let's see, I got 10k of magicka with 770 magicka recovery. Max health almost 90k, then 11k of stamina with a huge stamina recovery, and the weapon damage are 1500 with one sword, and the crit are 22%. If I go drink the potion, then I got 2500 of stamina recovery with a weapon damage of 1800 and 32% of weapon crit. And if I use my defensive ability, I got 27k of spell and physical resistances. This Imperial build, if you are the Emperor in the PvP, and you drink from the Elydian, which gives you for 10 minutes another 10% of max health. I saw PvP King with 110k of health. Is this normal? The sets which you use for this crazy troll builds are 3 sets on both bar again, with sword and shield. And the first are the Black Doctor sword and sharpened, which give you this physical and spell penetration. And yeah, on the main bar I use also the Black Doctor shield in infused. Look, this health 1144. Sustain the build. And on my back bar I use the same Black Doctor in sharpened. And protect bar you can use in pen or also infused if you like. Okay. Then yeah, 2 makes 2, and I complete this with the neck of the Black Doctor with 169 stamina recovery, and also on both rings I use stamina recovery maximum. They are in gold, and I split it well up with the necklace, and the weapons are the first set on both bar, and the second set are the green pact, which gives, yeah, I use this very well split it up on my body 5. So I love to split it up like that. And if you're gonna look, the Black Doctor That increases the first 1039 of health, then again maximum health, 4% of healing taken, almost 6000 of health. Then the second set adds again health, then we have one time health recovery, then again health, and when you use your meal this increases again 4000 of health and the health recovery. Okay, the last health recovery with the vampire I don't look, because I heal me up with the vampire drain, which heals me up the whole my life in 3 seconds. Pretty insane. Okay, all maximum health the first set and also the second set, all in maximum health. Then this build I don't use a whole monster set, but I use 2 split it up for have the maximum health, all in infused, and 1144 of health and a second 1064 of health. Makes together 2200, just one piece makes 2000 of health. And yeah, I use the welcome scoria in divines also for 1400 more of health. And I run all in heavy and all in divines. Okay, the big pieces I use in infused for getting this maximum out of health. And if you want to make the build really crazy, you can also make your small pieces all in infused. I was thinking about that because infused are much better than divines. Divines push up your Mundus stone, the Lord, but with infused you gain maybe 700 more of health. It's pretty better. And yeah, 7 in heavy, all in divines, or you can change this all in infused for obtaining the maximum of health on this build. Infused wins always versus divines, but with divines you can change your Mundus stone, maybe the thief, or you change the serpent, the snake, or I don't know, so you can just try better out the sets with the Mundus stone. But I propose for obtaining always the max of builds, the max stat builds, use infused. And don't forget, with the 7 heavy you restore every 4 seconds 1300 of your stamina, with your stamina recovery by 2500 every 2 seconds, every 4 seconds and every 2 seconds, makes that you never run out of stamina, and makes pretty good in the PvP and also important for the next patches. Skills on your main bar: Invigorating Drain, which makes this magica damage and restoring 25% of your missing health for every 3 seconds. So this makes very crazy on this build, because you pull it one time and in 3 seconds you got back your 90k of health. That's really insane, and less health you got, more heals you up this thing with your champion points together. Pretty cool, man. Then we use Structured Entropy, and this makes this damage over time, over 12 seconds, and heals you up. and gains this major sorcery, the spell damage by 20% for 20 seconds. And while it's slotted, this is the important, your max health is increased by 8%. Then you can use in the PvE or also in the PvP, pretty good, the Dark Shades. Summon 2 shade version of yourself attacks an enemy and fight at your side for 20.7 seconds. Each shade attack deals 3000 magic damage. This is not a lot, so when he hits, don't make so much magic damage, but important is this minor maim, reducing the damage done by 15% for 4 seconds. So this is a pretty nerfy skill when you put this on your enemy. This looks pretty nice, the 2 shades, optic boom, but it's not so, it's just the 15% of less damage. You make him cripple. Yeah, Mongo, you make him don't make so much damage then. Then you use Bone Shield. This is the main spam ability which you keep up every 5 seconds, and the whole stamina recovery is made it that you can spam this ability forever. And also Pierced Armor together with Bone Shield you can spam forever. Surround yourself with a whirling of bone absorbing damage to 37% of your max of health. So if you got 80 or 90k of health, 37% makes a really high damage shield. And okay, this also for this your Nerby allies can also heal up for 75% of your max health, but this is not so important, and you can morph this. That's the idea of the build. Swaps back to the enemy 30% of the damage incoming, so that means when I take up the whole time this shield, 30% of damage goes back to the enemy the whole time, and I nerf him and I debuff him with other Nightblade abilities, which you will see later on the back bar also, with these shades and the entropy, the damage over time I give him. And I use Bone Shield, I can protect me, and when I protect me I can 3 seconds heal me up if it's necessary. And yeah, then we use the Pierce Armor, which is also spam ability, which makes 2600 of physical damage. When this crits, 3000 damage together with your melee attacks. You spam this together with the whole abilities just for nerf him, and this makes this major fracture and major breach also on the enemy for 12 seconds. You debuff him, and that's pretty nerfy. And the main ulti, really the Veil of Blade, really insane. When you spam this, you make a big ring, 70.8 seconds. That's pretty long, like the standard of Might also. And yeah, reduces enemy movement speed by 70% and dealing every second 1162. But this sometimes also with the heavy passive stacks up the spell damage, also your physical weapon damage. And this makes protection that reduces the damage incoming by 30%, and also for the allies can heal up for 30k of health. When I spam this ability, I reduce 30% of damage. And let's go see on the back bar with the same board and shield with the next skill, the mist form. Insolve into a dark mist, reducing your damage taken by 75%. So the Wheel of Blade makes 30% over 70 seconds, and then you bar swap to your mist form, and so you have 100% of damage taking reduces, which is in the PvP you don't take damage in this time. That's a really panic oh button, and in this time you can also heal you up with invigorating drain, which restores also ultimate. That's pretty cool. And then structured entropy, which gives you, like on the main bar, this 28% of max health and 20% for 20 seconds of major sorcery and spell damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. Then we use the next ability for just nerfing the opponent, also Reaper's March. Oppose enemy weakness to afflict them with major fracture and major breach, reducing the spell resistance and spell reducing which expose enemy weakness to afflict them with major fracture and major breach, reducing physical resistance and spell resistance by 5280 for 20 seconds. While a marked enemy dies, you heal you for 76% of your max of health. Are you crazy with this max of health? And you gain major berserk, increases your damage done by 25% for 5 seconds. You can only have one Reaper's Mark active at a time. So when I debuff the enemy, also if it's a big boss, that's pretty good. And the next ability is Mirage. I bar swap with Bone Shield and Mirage together, and this gives a minimum of physical resistance and spell resistances for 26 seconds. But the main reason why I use it is this major evasion, which yeah, if you spam it and with the Bone Shield together, that's this looks pretty nice. I love it. The red and the blue, the Bone Shield are blue and the Mirage are red. I love it. Then I use Leeching Strike. This is for your sustain. Yeah, causing your light and heavy attacks to restore 325 magicka and 332 of stamina and 4% of your max of health. This is, yeah, I don't give a fuck on the stamina recovery, because I got almost 2500 every 2 seconds, and I can also drink potion if I'm in this shit, and gives also from the heavy armor every 4 seconds 1300 of your stamina back, which will be important also for the Morrowind, I hope. Oh, I don't know. Then the main ulti on the back bar are Delivering Swarm. Darken the sky with a cloud of bats, dealing 1300 of magic damage to the nearby enemies every second for 5 seconds. So they nerfed it up, I don't know how. The bats heals you for 1300 health for each enemy they damage. So when you are in the PvP, more enemies they are, more you heal you up, and you can also kill them off between the same time also with your bone shield, which gives back 30% of damage then, because the whole time they attack you, and you have to be sure to get this shield the whole time up, and for this reason also this high stamina recovery. Yeah, that's it for the skills. Yo, let's see the champion points. This is a troll build, and we got 100 in the moon calf for half this 25% of stamina recovery. The same we do with the Arcanist, 25% more of magica recovery. This looks pretty good. Then we put 100 in the Blessed for have 25% more of healing done. For my Vampire Drain pushes up and heal me up 80 or 90k of health in 3 seconds. That's your panic button also together. And I have to put just 20 in the Elfborn for have the spell critical heals. And the reason I wanna have luck of this Arcanuel, which restore 1000 of Magica, 20% of chance to spam that. I love this. And I have 10 in the Thaumaturge for your structured entropy and your rating path from the Nightblade skills. And I put 70 in the Mighty for my pierced armor, and together with my bone shield and pierced armor I love to nerf this enemy, and I debuff the whole time with the Nightblade abilities and structured entropy, and then I lay light and heavy attack, and then I do a pierced armor, and this increases this damage. I like it. Then nothing here, and we put 48 in the hardy, 50% of all this reduces is pretty good, and the same I make with elemental defender, pretty important for the PvE and PvP, and I less this for the PvE and PvP same, because I got so much of health that this don't really doesn't matter. And 4 in the thick skin makes it good. And now for the troll build, again 100 in the bastion for have 25% of absorbing effects. That together with your bone shield makes this build really OP. Yeah, that's it for the points. Your heal 90k in 3 seconds. Debuffing the enemy and heal you up. Dark Shade makes this 15% of minor maim, reduces their damage. Bone Shield gives back 33% of damage and a 45k health shield. Damage shield 40k, 45k, that depends how much health you got. Pierced armor, your main spam ability with bone shield, and you make major breach. Then here you take 30% less damage, together with mist form 75% makes 105%. And if you take the whole time this shield up with the same time this shield, you don't take damage, but your recovery will stop a little bit, but if they save you, you do it. Then Reaper's March, which makes this major breach again, but more important, when the enemy die you heal you up for this amount, and increases your weapon damage also, this the whole time up. Then Mirage, that's pretty good for the major evasion the whole time. they don't can get you, and you don't have to dodge roll. Legion Breach, that's pretty good for your region, and reduces, okay, in the time when you use it, you reduce the spell and power, the weapon and spell power, but you are a tank anyway, so this I don't keep up the whole time when I fight. This one with Structured Entropy and the Pierced Armor and the Bone Shield, that's are up. I find it just unnatural that you can heal up you 80-90k of health in 3 seconds with Vampire Drain, and I don't know what goes wrong or what's happened that this skill are so broken. It's incredible. And yeah, in the PvP with the Bone Shield, you make that the opponent kills by themselves. 30% of damage go back to the enemy. With your whole buffs and debuff the enemies and Pierced Armor, you really nerf in the PvP. And yeah, anybody, the people looks you very stupid when you come there with 100k of health. And I laugh about the people which hates me. Yeah, so TrollBuildz for life, man. Imperial skills increases your max of health by 12%. Wait a little bit, wait. Then increases your max stamina by 10%. Makes lovely for stamina abilities. Your melee attacks have a 10% chance to restore 7% of your max of health. With 90k of health, for example. It's a huge amount, man. But now 12% of the race, if you're gonna see that with the heavy armor, for example, more you slot 14%. So you see that. Then if you're gonna look on the shadow passive, if you wanna really drive crazy, man, you can slot also 6 abilities, makes 18%. So 18 plus 12 from the race plus 14 for the heavy. You can see which makes this amount. If you slot Structured Entropy, where are this fucking you change 3% for 8% of health, makes this build really insane. Vampire passives increases max magicka and stamina recovery by 10%, and also below 50% of health increases this damage, reduces by 33%. Pretty good, the vampire passives. The Nightblade tank makes, Imperial Nightblade tanks makes lovely because the heal up of a Nightblade are really good. With this max health are a really unnatural build. You have just one heal up, the Invigorate Drain, the Vampire Drain, but also with your Panic Baton delivering Swarm, and you can really good protect with the Bone Shield, 40 or 45k of Bone Shield. That's insane. The Nightblade are really insane, a really catalyst, so whenever you drink a potion you gain 20 ultimate together with this one, the Vampire Drain, which gives you back also ultimate. In the PvP On my main bar I changed this to mass history, which summon a dark spirit to terrify up to 3-second enemy. There reduces also the movement speed by 53% for 4 seconds, and gives this main reduces also after 4 seconds their damage. You can use also, if you want, AoE Magicka damage every second 5600 for 11 seconds, so after when you are finished with morph it are much better, like the twisting path. And this increases your speed by 30%. That means when you are in the PvP you can really fast running away with this skill. That's also pretty funny if you want to see that. Think if you make all the Black Doctor and the Green Pact sets all in sturdy, and you make this block, and after when now I don't got so much health, but when you have 98k of health, this resilient go up to 1100, and that means when you block then every critical attack heals you up for 1000 of health. Can be also a pretty interesting build which you can do with this Nightblade tank. In the PvP, the delivering swarm with the Nightblade are insane, because the passive of the Nightblade, you gain so fast your ultimate that you can spam if you are a good PvP player and you play a little bit smart with heavy attacks, between every 10 seconds when you are also hit and your bone shield are the whole time up, every 10 seconds you can spam this in the PvP and kill off the people and heal you up at the same time. You have to try it. In the battleground with your bone shield you make that opponents kill by themselves, and you pretty nerf with your debuffs. And also in the PvE, when you are in the dungeon for example and the whole your friends die and let you alone, so the tank are the last survive and have to kill the boss by themselves, you can makes that your friends looks you very dumb. And yeah, because with this build you can also solo kill a big boss by 4.7 million or 5 million. Also in the hard mode you can solo the bosses if the mechanics let that do. Not all bosses, not all end bosses, so but yeah. This was a troll build, like also the lead chicken build, the Argonian DK, and also the healer blazing boom build, which is just 80k, and this have maybe 20k more of health, but also the other build are a troll build, and it's pretty fun to play. Stay ESO and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I see you to the next build. This was ESO Cat. Bye.